welcome into the box score Terry Collins along with Murphy Fair. And Murph, it's basketball district tournament time if the snow allows it.
Well, that's true. It's always a weather issue this time of year in the Upper Cumberland, and we're right there too. So we'll just have to do it day by day and see what happens, I guess.
Of course, we're taping the show on Tuesday rather than a normal Wednesday. We've got teams that are playing tonight. Watertown boys playing against Monterey in the district 5AA tournament play-in game. That's 4 versus 5, and that game is at Monterey, and they've moved that up to a 5 o'clock start. Then you've got the DeKalb County girls and boys. They don't play till Wednesday and Thursday. This is all weather permitting. Smith County boys and girls will be playing Thursday and Friday at 7:30. Cannon County Murph hopefully gets to play tonight, and then Thursday night they're ready for their semifinal round. It's just turmoil, topsy-turvy. You got Gordonsville girls that are playing tonight against Red Boiling on Tuesday night up at Livingston. Gordonsville boys will play Clay County later in the week, Friday night at 8 o'clock. So I think that about covers all 10 teams, but it is going to get spooky if some of that gets snowed out.
Yeah, Cannon County's boys don't play until Thursday night. The girls played tonight on Tuesday. And the play-in games took place last night. Interestingly enough, it was Community High School against Forest High School. And Community came out on top in both the boys and the girls games. The games were really close. One was a 2-point game. I think the other one was 3 or 4 points. So pretty competitive in that particular region or district, but with Cannon County winning the district, District 9AA, they're already a lock-in as far as the regional tournament next week.
You know, when you're looking at Livingston and at Monterey, you're going to Grundy County High School. It's just those venues can get squirrely at times, especially with the snow. We've got 4 interviews today with Jared Nave, Stephen Jackson, talk a little flag football, Joseph Amonett, and then from York, we've got Michael Green and Reese Beaty. And that's what's straight ahead on the box score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway.
Your trusted friend for all your grocery needs in Smith County is Carthage Safeway, your home-owned and home-operated supermarket. From the delicious USDA steaks in their meat department to the freshest produce around, Carthage Safeway is proud to serve you and your family. Todd and Angela Skurlock and everyone at Carthage Safeway are always there with a friendly smile and a helping hand. Great service, prices, and selection. That's Carthage Safeway, 80 Dixon Springs Highway, Carthage.
Friendly, traditional banking at its best. It's what our customers have learned to expect at Citizens Bank, and we're always happy to deliver, with plenty of options for personal and commercial checking accounts, as well as a variety of loan types. We can help you achieve your financial goals, all with a friendly hometown smile. Citizens Bank at 407 Main Street and 61 Dixon Springs Highway in Carthage, 70 Cookeville Highway in South Carthage, and 530 Gordonsville Highway in Gordonsville. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
DTC delivers the internet you need with customer service that is second to none. We're your friends and neighbors, working non-stop to make everyday life even better.
It's time to go fight switch. Join Team DTC and choose faster internet for game day wins. Get 2 months of free service when you sign up for DTC Internet.
We're standing by, ready to help you take the next step. DTC, making a difference where it matters most.
Hello, I'm Bruce Daniel. I've lived in Cannon County all my life. For the last 59 years, I've only made it across the highway. I married my wife, Melody, in 1981. We hauled our first load of freight in 1983 with 1 truck and a couple old barred trailers. We found a way to make it. Our employees are the backbone of our company. Some of our team members have been with us for more than 30 years.
And welcome back to the box score. Terry Collins along with Murphy Fair. Justin Malden always doing a great job for us behind the scenes. And we've got Jared Nave, the Cannon County Lions head coach. And Coach, I know that you don't care, and Ashley Patrick doesn't care if it snows a foot and the whole tournament, district tournament, gets snowed out, because if that's the case, then both the Lions and Lionettes are the number 1 seed and will get an opportunity to play at home in the district tournament without lifting a finger.
That is true, and I know there's snow coming, and like I've told our players already, so, just be prepared. You never know how much snow is going to be here, and, there's always a chance, the opportunity to prove yourself, whether we get to play or not. Obviously, we don't play, we'll be the 1 seed, but if we do get to play, it's just another chance to prove yourself and to prove to other people that say, hey, you can't beat teams so many times. Well, there's always a chance to prove something.
Jared, I know your philosophy is to play as long as you can play before the tournaments begin. The last thing you want is a 2-week gap in your schedule, but you scheduled 4A teams, Franklin County and Warren County, and two pretty good basketball teams. Your thoughts on that, and is that something that you are going to keep doing as long as you're coaching?
Good question, Murphy. I think the Franklin County may have been a late ad. I can't remember now. But anytime you play a school bigger than you, most of the time it's going to be a little bit more physical to that 4A style of play. And it was. It kind of gave us an opportunity just to kind of go back and realize, okay, we got to be more physical. And normally in tournament games, the officials kind of swallow their whistles a little bit more and kind of let the players decide the games in the most cases. And so, some of them little ticky-tack fouls on the arms, you're not going to get as much late in games or tournament games. And so for us, going up 2 road games towards the end of our season, it's great. Of course, tournament games most of the time is going to be on the road. I know it may be a neutral site, but you just got to, live in those environments, live on the physical side of the play. And of course, I love scheduling bigger schools because especially when you go up there, you always got to bring your A game. And especially, I think you've heard me say this before, especially on the boys' side, if you don't bring your A game, anybody can beat you. And that's why I love playing bigger schools, because if you don't show up, man, they'll beat you and they'll beat you down.
Coach, you've only had 1 game a week the last 2 weeks of the regular season. Now you're facing a scenario, if you get the weather that they're saying, you may have to play back to back to back. You don't know, or at least back to back. I guess you'll have semifinals and then consolation or championships. But it's not like the old tournament when you played, when you could play 3 or 4 nights in a row.
Geez, Terry, bringing up when I played, that's ages ago, seems like. But yes, this is one reason, I've said this for years, I could never coach football. Football takes it a week off. You're practicing all the time, then you only get to play once a week, especially when you lose and you're sitting there and you're just chomping at the bit to play again. I just couldn't do it. So, yes, I'm glad we coach basketball, and I hope, we get to play. And then, of course, if we do have to take some more time off and we do have to play a couple games in a row, our guys are prepared. We're ready to go. It may take just a minute to kind of get back in the flow of stuff, but we practice pretty intense and pretty hard all the time. So it's not, just because you're get technically game reps off, we're still in game shape and we'll be ready to go, whenever, wherever, and whoever we get to play.
Coach, you got Eli Pelham back. He's been back, but he's been playing with the cast, but he played pretty well the other night. And you had 3 players in double figures. That's why I enjoy watching Cannon County boys basketball so much, is because it's an unselfish group. They don't mind passing the ball around, even if they've got an open shot. If somebody's got a better shot, they don't mind, letting that other player score the points or whatever. I don't know how you got those guys to be that way, but it certainly makes them fun to play and makes them very productive on the court as well.
For sure. To win big games, and especially to win tournament games, just one guy, you just can't do it. You may get away with it for 1 game, but anytime there's big championship, semifinal games, you got to have multiple ways to kind of score the ball and defend. Speaking of Eli Pelham, there's not much more you could say about him. He's one of the most selfless guys on our team. He can do so many things And, sometimes, and I'll say it just for him specifically, he sacrificed maybe the most of everybody, to really kind of keep our team and our engine going, because we have a lot of guys that score the ball, and he can score the ball very well. But, his role is more, he's defense, rebounding, always makes great passes, and he's always been our engine guy ever since I've been here. And, there's so many things you can say about him and just how great he is. And, as it pertains to getting them to play that way, when you have really good kids and they turn into really good players, they're great young men on and off the floor. It's never easy. There's nothing easy about the game of basketball. But when you have really good kids and they really want to move the ball and their main goal is to win, A, it makes it more fun, and B, it's a pleasure to coach, to be honest with you. And
he has no fear. Multiple times, even with a broken wrist, he'd go right into the paint with the best of them, even if he ended up on all fours in the paint. He sacrificed himself to make sure the play was a good one.
Absolutely. That's why I just tell you, he's our energy glue guy, whatever you want to call it. He's just tough as nails. There's no way around it. There's just not many guys that would be playing right now just with some pain that he has, and still sticking his nose in like he'd never know it. And so for him to be that way and for him to kind of give us a little juice here late in the season, hopefully we can kind of keep us juiced and going, especially in our semifinal game that we're fixing to play.
Coach, I don't want to look ahead from that semifinal game, but Grundy County, them hosting the tournament makes it a very tough place for you to grab a championship. I know that you've been in some hostile environments this year and some pretty raucous gyms, but at tournament time, that ratchets up, as you know, a little bit more. It's going to be tough for you to win the 9AA crown, and I feel like in order for if you do that, then hopefully you get opposite Loretta. Not that they're unbeatable, but they are unbeaten so far, the last I checked. And when you look at that, I think, it's big that you keep maybe opposite them in the region tournament.
Well, again, anytime you have a tournament game, whether it's home or away, they're all hard. I mean, every team, especially this late in the year, is going to be really good. I mean, your semifinals, championship games, regardless of who you play, is going to be really hard. As it pertains to the region, you don't really try to hide or duck anybody. It's just kind of anytime, especially you get to a region semis, man, everybody's good. I mean, if you're fortunate enough to get that far, you're going to have to put down a really, really good team to win. And to be honest with you, there's not many boys teams ever in the state of Tennessee to ever go undefeated. So, to say you're trying to run or duck, I wouldn't necessarily say that. You're just trying to play the next game in front of you, do what you got to do, win those games. And again, you want to have a home region game and then just be playing your best of whoever the opponent just happens to be.
Jared, one of the things that concerns me about the tournament being played at Grundy County is the fact that we're going to have officials from a different association who don't call the games the same way we do. I think the last time we played them, I think there were 49 fouls called in the game total, and the vast majority of those went against Cannon County. Do you coach your kids any different in regards to how tight they play their defense, knowing that you're probably going to get extra calls in the game?
Well, you just got to adjust. And to be honest with you up there, I know we had a lot of fouls called. That's not really the reason you win or lose games. I thought, coaching-wise, I thought they did a poor job, especially in that game going up there, of adjusting how the officials were being called. We should have just drove the ball a little bit more, quit playing so handsy, kind of get our hands away. I feel like playing physical, but as you tell the players, I tell the players all the time, you just adjust to how the whistle's being called. Sometimes certain quarters you may get to play a little bit rougher. Other quarters it's kind of touchy. You just got to adjust to the whistle just like you would adjust to whatever defense is being played against you. And so in practice, we kind of do different things, and it's really just adjusting. And to be honest with you, that's what really good teams can do. And hopefully speaking, we can make those adjustments and make them correctly and on time, a little better this time, and hopefully advance and to the championship. And then again, we'll take it from there when we get that far.
Well, Coach Jared Nave for the Cannon County Lions, we appreciate you visiting with us. Best of luck to you during the upcoming District 9 AA tournament at Grundy County High School.
I appreciate you guys. You're the best. Much respect to you. You guys keep doing what you're doing.
All right, Coach Nave's been our interview, and we'll have Coach Stephen Jackson to talk a little a new sport, Murph. It's football, but it's flag football, girls variety. When we return, just remind you, you're watching the Box Score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway.
Friendly, traditional banking at its best. It's what our customers have learned to expect at Citizens Bank, and we're always happy to deliver, with plenty of options for personal and commercial checking accounts, as well as a variety of loan types. We can help you achieve your financial goals, all with a friendly hometown smile. Citizens Bank at 407 Main Street and 61 Dixon Springs Highway in Carthage, 70 Cookeville Highway in South Carthage, and 530 Gordonsville Highway in Gordonsville. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Why do our customers choose Homeland Community Bank? Because we're committed to providing top-quality financial services while focusing on those personal banking relationships that treat you like the friends and neighbors that you are. From checking and savings to loans of all types, including those focused on business, Homeland Community Bank is truly ready to meet your needs. Contact us today to make the switch to better banking. Homeland Community Bank. Banking by the people, for the people. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Regardless of where you call home, you can relax even more when you trust DTC Security to keep tabs on your home and your family's safety.
For just $49.99, get a system with a touch keypad, 3 window or door sensors, motion detector, key fob, and standard installation. Play defense like a pro with DTC Security.
Don't wait until something happens. Contact DTC Security now and take the worry away at your home.
Your trusted friend for all your grocery needs in Smith County is Carthage Safeway, your home-owned and home-operated supermarket. From the delicious USDA steaks in their meat department to the freshest produce around, Carthage Safeway is proud to serve you and your family. Todd and Angela Skurlock and everyone at Carthage Safeway are always there with a friendly smile and a helping hand. Great service, prices, and selection. That's Carthage Safeway, 80 Dixon Springs Highway, Carthage.
Here with Stephen Jackson, the Gordonsville head football men's coach, but he's the girls flag football assistant coach, and his wife is the head coach, so you're kind of going in her stead. Stephen, I know after Friday night losses that you probably get some coaching from your wife when you get home. Never did I imagine that you would now be her assistant, but I bet you'll be afraid after a game to tell her where she messed up.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely, I'm going to tell her she did a great job, but it was all the assistant coach's fault, for sure.
Right.
Hey, Stephen, how long ago did you find out that you were going to be coaching a girls football team?
So when we found out in the fall that the TWSAA had made it a sport that, that everybody's going to try to do, my wife actually, we saw it, I guess this one weekend or something, and she's like, we need to do this, just wanted to give our females another opportunity to be able to play and enjoy football just like the guys do. And so it was in the fall that we had saw interest. We had to obviously get to school, get it approved to be able to do it and stuff. And they was, awesome with it. So it's, fall, we kind of got probably a late start because we was in football season, but probably around November, late November is when we was like, we're going to be able to do it.
All right, Coach, I've got a million questions when it comes to flag football. I've seen games of that before. Do you play on a regulation field? What do you do kicking-wise, and how many players are on a team?
So it's 7-on-7, and everybody's eligible for a pass. So the center, can snap the ball and then go out for a pass. Kicking game, there's no kicking game. I've watched Georgia and Alabama. It's pretty big in Georgia and Alabama. I think both states have been doing it for 4 or 5 years, maybe. They have puntings on fourth down, but I think in Tennessee that we're going to do, you just on fourth down, if you want to punt it, they move it 30 yards. So it's no special teams to it. I believe probably next year, they'll probably end up putting that into it too. But it's a game that really I'm learning as I go, and that's what I told the girls as we practice is kind of it's going to be till about April before figure out, really all the ins and outs of the game.
So is this going to be a fall sport or a late spring sport, or how's that going to compete with the guys' games?
Well, in Tennessee this year, you could play in the fall, winter. I think it was Knox County schools, they played in the fall. Then Chattanooga area schools played in the winter, like in December, late November and December. And then I think pretty much everybody else that's doing it is starting, first of March, late of March. There's not everybody's in one class, so they're going to have like an invitation last weekend or first weekend in May, I think it is, like a little state tournament that they're going to put on for each of the districts.
Stephen, what do you wear besides just, I guess, shorts, a jersey, and a flag, a belt around yourself? You don't wear a helmet or anything padding-wise, I guess, besides that, correct?
Right. Just a mouthpiece.
Right. And also, how many games do you have? When does the season start?
So we actually started practicing yesterday. You could start practice 3 weeks before your first game, and our first game is March 7th. We play Warren County here at Gornesville. We actually have a jamboree that's next Saturday at Stone Memorial that I think there's 7 teams is coming to it. But we have, I think it's 13 or 14 games on the season that all go until we have 2 day in-school matches that we're going to Carthage. I think it's the 20th, March the 20th, and then April 25th to play a game at 1 o'clock. So hopefully the students and everything can come down and watch it. So, but I think we have like 14 games. You get 16 games in 10 weeks. I think is what the TWSAA allows you.
With the girls being on the field playing football, is there any chance that the guys are going to handle the cheerleading jobs, or has that been addressed yet?
I don't know about that. I know that I got one football player, Anthony Fuller, that's helping me coach a little bit, and we'll probably have some running we don't have chains, we just have a down marker, so they'll run that and probably help run the scoreboard and all that good stuff.
Coach, as far as rules, do you have to get 10 yards in 4 plays? What constitutes, is there any different rules than they are in regular football?
So the field is kind of broken down into, take the two, so if you're looking at a regular football field, take the goal line, take the end zones out. So the football field is 80 yards long with a 10-yard end zone on each side. So pretty much break the field down into goal line, 20s, and then the 40 is the midfield.
Gotcha.
So if we got the ball first, we would start at the 14-yard line, and we'd have to get to the 20 to be a first down. So if you get to the 20, then you got to get to the 40 in 4 plays to be a first down, and to the 20, and then to the goal line. So it's not every 10 yards. The first one is 6 yards. Not really sure how it was set up to where it was started at the 14-yard line, but it's pretty much every 20 yards is a first down.
Tell us about your players, Stephen. Have you said you had a scrimmage or a practice earlier this week Have you determined who your skill people are going to be, who your line women are going to be, or whatever you want to call it, or how's that going to work out yet?
I mean, it's just kind of, that was our first day. Some other teams, you know, if you play in the spring, you was allowed to have, you know, 8 days, I think it is, in the fall. We wasn't able to do the 8 days because we didn't know for sure that we was going to have it until, you know, towards the end of November. So kind of the first day, you know, everybody's, you know, playing, I guess, multiple positions, trying to fit them in. So we got 21 players, and all of them's, you know, working hard. You know, obviously, some are better at different things than the other ones are. We feel like we've got some girls that, you know, can catch it, can throw it, you know, and always got to have girls that can, you know, rush the passer, that can grab flags. So they did a great job the first, you know, day of practice, and look forward to the second day.
Coach, in arena football, which is the only thing I can compare it to because it's more 7-on-7, then you have a center, a guard, and then the quarterback, and then all the other specialty people are running crazy. What's the alignment, maybe offensively, for girls flag football?
So there's just a center, and then anybody can line up anywhere. The rule is you got to have 3 people on the line of scrimmage. But, I mean, how I understood, again, this is going to be kind of new to me, and, you know, talking to refs and making sure that I'm right on the rules that I think is right. But, you know, you could line 6 people up on, or 5 people up on the right side of the center on the ball, and then have 1 quarterback back there and be in a legal formation. So you don't have to have guards. You don't have to have tackles. Pretty much everybody's a receiver except the one person that is snapping the ball. But it's going to be, like I said, for me, it's going to be interesting just to see the formations and how the scrimmage next weekend will be huge, just to be able to hopefully film it and teach the girls from that of, oh, this is the formations we'll probably see, because they're not really sure of all the formations.
I see a new book on the horizon called Flag Football for Dummies. It sounds like it's
I need that one.
It's going to take a while for everybody, fans, players, even coaches, to get accustomed to what you can and what you can't do.
That's right. Because, I mean, it's like I said, there's different states have started and they've played, you know, a few years. I know I didn't know that there was a top 25 in the nation, and I got looking. There's Central Phoenix out of Alabama is the #1 team in the nation, but there's teams in Alaska playing. There's teams in California, Nevada, just everywhere playing. There's, you know, women's flag football that is awesome to get here in Tennessee and give, you know, these ladies the opportunity to play. And, you know, so we're just really excited about it.
Coach, you're limited on athletes at that level because of the fact that you've got volleyball that fires up, you know, starts in August. Then you got basketball starts in November. Then you got softball and Coach Bush going for the 3-peat. How do you try to, I don't know if rob athletes, that's probably not a good, but, you know, it's not like they can play 2 sports at once, correct?
Right. I know that there's some teams that I believe, like talking to their coach, that they have some, you know, maybe softball players that play the flag. Not really sure how they, you know, work out the times for practice. We actually have a few, I think it's 4 that are running track and field for Lawrenceville that are playing. And, you know, we told them when we started, was like, we'll work with his schedule, because you know, just getting more girls involved and, you know, giving them the opportunity to play it. And we understand that there might be a track meet on the same day as, you know, a game, so we might not have them. But it's hard, like saying, especially at a small school. That's why I thought that 21, you know, girls playing in the spring was an awesome number. We have a lot of girls that played soccer in the fall. We have a couple girls that played volleyball in the fall. We got a couple, 1 or 2 basketball players that played. I think we have 3 or 4 cheerleaders are playing, and then like I said, we have some ladies that are running track that are playing. So it's a little bit of everybody, and we've got some, a few people that's not played another sport. So this is awesome opportunity for them to be a part of a team and be able to play.
Coach Steven Jackson, whose wife Brandy is the head coach, good luck in your season opener, and appreciate you taking time to be with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you all.
Okay, we'll have Joseph Amonett and the Pekin County Bobcats when we return, as we remind you, watching the box score brought to you by Carthage Safeway.
Your trusted friend for all your grocery needs in Smith County is Carthage Safeway, your home-owned and home-operated supermarket. From the delicious USDA steaks in their meat department to the freshest produce around, Carthage Safeway is proud to serve you and your family. Todd and Angela Skurlock and everyone at Carthage Safeway are always there with a friendly smile and a helping hand. Great service, prices, and selection. That's Carthage Safeway, 80 Dixon Springs Highway, Carthage.
If you're a commercial driver looking for a company to call home, Huff and Puff Trucking is the company for you. Our employees are professional and dedicated individuals that take pride in what they do. We offer an outstanding pay package with a dispatch structure that maximizes your home time. To learn more about a company that knows you by name and treats you like family, call us at 1-800-965-5033 or visit our website at huffpufftrucking.com.
DTC delivers the internet you need with customer service that is second to none. We're your friends and neighbors, working nonstop to make everyday life even better.
It's time to go fight switch. Join Team DTC and choose faster internet for game day wins. Get 2 months of free service when you sign up for DTC Internet.
We're standing by, ready to help you take the next step. DTC, making a difference where it matters most.
Why do our customers choose Homeland Community Bank? Because we're committed to providing top-quality financial services while focusing on those personal banking relationships that treat you like the friends and neighbors that you are. From checking and savings to loans of all types, including those focused on business, Homeland Community Bank is truly ready to meet your needs. Contact us today to make the switch to better banking. Homeland Community Bank. Banking by the people, for the people. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here with head coach Joseph Amonett of the Pekin County Bobcats. And coach, first of all, congratulations on winning the regular season championship and the upcoming #1 seed to be for your tournament to be held at Livingston Academy.
Well, thank you. We've had a good season so far and excited about the district tournament.
Coach, I know you're a little disappointed in maybe how your team performed in the second half at Gordonsville. Gordonsville, a team that got it going there in the second half and wound up beating you for your only district loss. So when you look at that, I think that's probably a good teaching too for your team, not that they had gotten on the high horse or anything like that, because they know just how tough that both Clay County and Gordonsville are, and you know how many athletes they've got. So I know that that's one thing that you play tough teams to get you ready for the tournaments.
We do. We had played 3 games in 5 days, and I guess 3 really good teams. And we did not. It's going to Clark Range, going to Clay County, going to Gordonsville are difficult places to play. And I didn't think we played very well that night, especially in the second half. And I thought Gordonsville made some plays that we didn't, and we came out with a loss.
Coach, health-wise, of course, a lot of people refer to the tournament time as the real season because that's the one that really counts. Are most of your players that started the season still with you and healthy for this second season?
They are. We've got a couple of kids that have had some injuries that they were working through the last 2 weeks. But I usually like the schedule I've learned in coaching. I like the layoff if you can finish first and get a bye in the district tournament. I usually don't schedule a game toward the end of the last regular season. So we'll have had 9 days off when we play on Friday. As far as from games, we practice obviously, but it's time to heal up, get healthy, and get ready for postseason play.
Coach, with having that much of a break, you can kind of tweak some things as well. You can self-scout to see the things that you want to get better with your team because you can have a few days in the film room.
Oh, absolutely. You know, it is, at the end of the day, our sport is a tournament sport. And you can take a mediocre season and have a great district and region tournament and turn it into a fantastic season, or you can take a fantastic season and turn it into a mediocre season by not performing well in your district and region. So it's a tournament sport. We're going to find a way to peak at the right time, and that's hopefully what we're going to do.
Coach, you pretty well dominated the regular season in your particular district, or at least it appears that way. I don't follow that district quite as well as I do others, but nonetheless, is there a team in that particular district or even region that you figure is going to be your most difficult game or game?
I think as far as our district, I think we've obviously have three teams besides ourselves that are very dangerous. Gordonsville, Clay County, and Clark Range all kind of beat each other. Clark Range turned around and beat Gordonsville 20 when we lose to Gordonsville. We beat Clay County twice, but Clay County turns around and beats Gordonsville, and then Gordonsville beats us. So I think those four teams that finish in the top four of our district are all capable of making a postseason run. And then in the other district that would be in our region, it appears that Joe Burns has got a really good team. They've won 20 games. So they look to be the team that's coming out of there. I'm not as familiar with some of the other teams. I'll get there whenever we get to the region tournament. But I think we've got four teams in our district that are all capable of winning some games.
Coach, your tournament at Livingston Academy, and that's a good venue. I know it's not far from Byrdstown, maybe 20, 25-mile drive, but still, when you look kind of central in the Upper Cumberland for y'all, I know that's a good place to host.
It is. It's a good place for us. It's a good place for Clay County and Clark Range, and really it's a central location for us. And they've got a great facility. They do a great job of hosting a district and region tournament, and it's a special environment to get to play in. All those communities come together. We have great crowds, and it's just a great chance for kids to make some memories and be part of something that a lot of places don't get a chance to be a part of.
Coach, one of the team that I followed most this year is the team that I broadcast for, Cannon County, boys and girls, and we have barely started the district's tournament schedule, and already we're talking snow. And how are you going to make up games that you missed during the tournament? Because you've got those ultimate dates that you've got to pay attention to for regional and state tournament play. Have you all, I know it's awfully early, probably all you all have played have been play-in games, or that will be the case earlier this week. Have you already discussed what you're going to do if you do end up having some snow and have to cancel and move forward or move back or whatever those tournament games?
We have. Our two games, our girls and boys game starts tonight at Livingston Academy as far as the 4-5 games. And then we move forward on, and if we need to, we can push some games back. And then, the ultimate thing that you don't want to have to do, that we did, I guess it was 10 years ago, maybe 15, is it snowed out the whole district tournament. And according to TSSAA rules, you actually don't even have to play a district tournament. You can just move forward with your regular season seeds if you can't get the tournament in, because tournament's got to be done in time to play the regional tournament. And, I think the weather looks like we might have to push it today, but we don't have great concern. We feel like we'll be able to get our tournament in and have a successful tournament.
Coach, when you look, I know that when you're in a rural county like Pickett, you may not be able to practice as much as you would want if there is snow. Is there a Norman Amonett Uber ride system where your dad goes and picks those players up on a tractor and gets them to the gym?
Oh yeah, we'll get them to the gym. We've got the county snow plows that'll come lead the kids to the gym to get them there. We don't. Our biggest concern is do we have electricity or not to get the lights off. We'll get the roads cleared and get kids to practice in a safe manner.
Hey, if the calendar calls for basketball in the Upper Cumberland, it's going to be played. Isn't that right, Coach?
These communities are going to make it happen. They are going to make it happen.
Coach, when you look, I know that facing the region that you face now, yes, we may know a little about Joe Burns, but that's not teams you see on a regular basis. And it's a long way for whoever finishes third or fourth to have to go to their 1 and 2. You may have to go to Hendersonville, or if you have to go to the other side of Springfield to get to Joe Burns. But still, Coach, it's a long haul from Pickett to Joe Burns. It's probably a 3.5, 4 hour trip.
It's probably 2 hours and 45 minutes. It's a long way. You know, we played our region tournament last year at East Robertson, a 2 hour and 50-minute bus ride. And, you know, with this 4-class system that we have now, having 4 classes, and with the single A teams that are spread out so far across the state, you have some travel, but hey, we'll take that problem. If you get to advance, we would drive to Memphis or Johnson City to get
Coach, I know you're a former player there, outstanding career at Pickett County. You know how much it means for Pickett County basketball. I feel like I'm going to Hoosiers every time I walk in that gym because it's an old style venue, kind of like Cameron Indoor was, and I know you played in that venue when you were at Wake Forest, because I went with your dad there and we toted ice, I think, if I remember right, into that gym because we couldn't find a ticket. But we'll get into that story a little bit later. But to know what the history and just the great following that you have, and then that gym being, I know old, but historic in that venue, I know it's a special place for basketball.
It is. It's a great place. You know, our kids, you know, when you're little, we were talking yesterday, you know, it's when you're a young kid, you talk about getting an opportunity to play there because of the fan support. And then when you get old, you talk about the past playing there. And these kids right now have got to be where their feet are, and that's the opportunity to play for Pickett County. We've got great fan support. We've got a great gym. You know, I think it was construction started in 1959. We still got the original gym, got the original backboards, fan backboards on the sides. It's nothing for us to have 1,000 to 1,200 people there on a given night. So our kids get a real opportunity to play basketball in front of a community that it matters. And it's a special opportunity that I don't take lightly as the coach. I'm thankful for it. And I'm just really thankful that the kids get an opportunity to play in that type of environment that not everybody gets the same opportunity to do.
Well, Coach Joseph Amonett, best of luck to you, the Bobcats, during the tournament, and good luck in trying to get back to the glass house.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys.
Hey, Joseph Amonett from the Pickett County Boys has been our guest, and we'll have Michael Green and Reese Beaty from the York Girls when we return, as we remind you, watching the box score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway.
Why do our customers choose Homeland Community Bank? Because we're committed to providing top-quality financial services while focusing on those personal banking relationships that treat you like the friends and neighbors that you are. From checking and savings to loans of all types, including those focused on business, Homeland Community Bank is truly ready to meet your needs. Contact us today to make the switch to better banking. Homeland Community Bank. Banking by the people, for the people. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, I'm Bruce Daniel. I've lived in Cannon County all my life. For the last 59 years, I've only made it across the highway. I married my wife, Melody, in 1981. We hauled our first load of freight in 1983 with one truck and a couple old barred trailers. We found a way to make it. Our employees are the backbone of our company. Some of our team members have been with us for more than 30 years.
Friendly, traditional banking at its best. It's what our customers have learned to expect at Citizens Bank, and we're always happy to deliver, with plenty of options for personal and commercial checking accounts, as well as a variety of loan types. We can help you achieve your financial goals, all with a friendly hometown smile. Citizens Bank at 407 Main Street and 61 Dixon Springs Highway in Carthage, 70 Cookeville Highway in South Carthage, and 530 Gordonsville Highway in Gordonsville. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
And welcome back to the Box Score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway. And we've been joined by York Dragonettes head coach Michael Green and Iowa State signee Reese Beaty, who was the MVP in the district. And Coach Green, first of all, congratulations on the #1 seed and for your season so far.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Coach, when you look, I know the #2 seed, who is Smith County, came up there last Thursday, and I thought y'all played extremely well. You had 10 threes there in the first half. Of course, Reese being back really helped fuel that. She had 20 points there in the first half as well, and you wound up with a 68-21 victory. Did you feel like that was one of the better games you played this year?
Yeah, we've had some good games this year, but we've not played Smith County the way we wanted to the last couple of years, and we really wanted to come out and make a statement and put together 4 solid quarters. We've not been able to play. Hadn't been able to play them the way we wanted to in the last couple of years, but we finally got to, and real proud of the performance our team put together the first half.
Coach Reese, my heart goes out to you by not being a Miss Basketball finalist like you have been so many times in the past years. But I know you're awfully excited about coming back just at the right time, and I think York Institute's girls are probably going to be a team that everybody's keeping an eye on. How anxious are you to get back into tournament play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to be able to play because that was an unknown 6 months ago, and so I'm just happy to be here. And you can have all the awards at the end of the day. They don't really mean a whole lot. Happy to be back with my team and playing, and we're playing some good ball right now. We're hoping to keep it going.
Well, Reese, I know I talked to you briefly when you were at Carthage. That was your last game that you had to sit out. What did it feel like? Because I know it was unknown, you being a senior, whether you were going to get to play, and I think y'all had Monterey on Monday night. What did it feel like to get back out there? Did it feel strange in any way?
It felt good. Obviously, not playing for almost 6 months, there was a couple bumps in the road, just getting back to it. But I've played for several years, and I've played with these girls, the same group of girls, for going on 3 years now. So it was easy, and we flowed. It took a couple games to get back to, normal me, but we're here and we're hoping to make a run.
So you didn't have any stutter moves or anything like that, having been away from basketball for so long. It sounds like you were just chomping at the bit to get your hands on the ball and your feet on the court, right?
Yeah, the only thing I wasn't really able to do was play. So, I had been dribbling, shooting, all that stuff. So, obviously, being off for 5.5 months is a long time. But at the same time, I put a lot of work into it. So, it flowed pretty easy.
Coach Green, it didn't take long for Reese to get back in the fold. I think she had all your points in the first quarter against Watertown at home, had 33 at halftime, and wound up with 42. And Coach, when she shoots the three, the mid-range, and the layup, she can post you up. She can do so many different things. As I hear college coaches say, she has every tool in the box, and she can do that. I've been covering upcoming basketball since '87. I played from 80 to 80.
1987?
Yeah, 1987.
Okay.
but still, when you look at that, to have a player of her caliber, and I've seen some great ones come down the pike for York, she's got to be what I consider one of the best.
I think probably hands down the best that's ever been here. In that Watertown game, I didn't even know till after the game that she was that close to breaking the record, or we would have, I would have kept her in to break it. But those accolades and all that stuff's she's not all about that. I think the thing that separates her, and even on the college level from most, is just her work ethic. She leads her own workouts. She definitely wouldn't have been back this quick if she didn't have that drive that she has, and she's just self-motivated, and there'll never be another one like her. But I think one of the biggest things is her being out. She got to work on her shot a lot, and she's I'm not sure what she's shooting percentage-wise from the 3-point line, but she's, if you've got to guard her on the three and then try to take away her penetration, she's pretty much unstoppable. So, when she's knocking that three down so far all season since she's been back, she's just got, I don't really think there's much of a weakness in her game.
Reese, I'm curious as to your recruiting time. I'm sure, obviously, the way you've played, you've had an awful lot of looks from an awful lot of schools. Why Iowa State? Is it because of the publicity they've received over the last 2 or 3 years because of their outstanding player, or did you just kind of fall in love with the program?
Yeah, so I was actually, that was my first official visit that I went on, and I had a couple more scheduled, but I got there and immediately I could see myself on that team, playing with those girls. And also the coaches, it's very family. People say that, but whenever you're at practice and, they have their kids and grandkids there and nieces and it's a very family thing. And two, it helps knowing people that know their coaching staff, know their players. I've only heard good things. So it's a pretty easy decision for me. I went to campus, visited, and then I canceled all my other visits and just committed. And I'm not had any second thought about it.
Coach Green, when you have a player like Reese, yes, she's an outstanding player, but you've got some great pieces of the puzzle around her, which I think can bring you a gold ball back to Jamestown. And when you look at that, and I know Reese is one that I've heard in other interviews that she's done, she praises her teammates and is very unselfish. And I guess of all the things about Reese Beaty, yes, she's a great, outstanding player, but her work ethic and her selflessness toward her teammates is what I'll probably remember about her.
Yeah, the unselfishness, Emma Powell broke the school record, up here against Monterey the other night, and I'd taken Emma out. I think that she was probably 2 or 3 points away, and you've got Reese and Rayleigh over there on the bench aggravating me to death. Put her back in, let her break it, and that just says a whole lot about her right there. While she was out, the big thing about her being out team-wise was that everybody else, they had to step up, and that was huge. And I think what we're going to be able to accomplish, in the postseason is, we had to play without her. People had to grow up, had to get used to it. And, as I said about Emma Powell, if you have to worry about her from the three-point line, get a little closer to her, that's going to open things up for Reese. And then you've got Rayleigh, right there who can drive and shoot the three as well. Callie Franklin, she's stepping up. She's came on tremendously. Emma Cooper, and then we got Zoe Gibson who can knock down the three as well. So, this is by far the most talented team since I've been here. But, talent only gets you so far. You still got to show up and play every game or you'll get upset and you'll be sitting at home early.
Coach, obviously you love the game, and but I've asked other guys who are coaching girls basketball teams why they chose to coach the girls as opposed to coaching the boys. Was that a tough decision for you, or is that just the only thing you've coached?
No, actually, at York Elementary, I coached boys and girls. Coached every team they had there. Had some friends talk me into interviewing for the girls' job, and when I was interviewing, they said the committee said that they had, their only concern was that I might want to try to take the boys' job, and then they'd have to turn around and find another girls' coach. And I told them I was coming here to win a state championship, and that, in my opinion, no offense to the boys' program, but you just couldn't do that here. Because at that time you were having to face the Chattanooga teams and all that, and I just didn't feel like you could compete on that level with the boys teams. And I said, I feel like if everything goes right, if we keep all our players here instead of going to other schools, that I want to be a state contender every year. And I said, I think it'll take 4 years, and luckily it took 3. But I was the only reason I came was to try to win a state championships, and we've still not done it yet. But that's why that's why I chose to coach girls, because I knew that if everything went the way it should, that we would have a chance to win one here.
Reese, I know you weren't even live, I guess, in the '84 team when they won it under Homer Lee Linder, if I remember right. But how special would a gold ball mean to you and your teammates?
I mean, it would mean everything. Just, for the team, you work all year, and especially, we've got majority of our players have been here, 3 years, 2, seniors 4, and we've worked all those years to try to do that. We've not yet. So, and then community-wise, we've got so much support from the community. It's something that hasn't been done since that season, and it's something that we're very capable of doing. But at the same time, you've got to play, and we've worked hard, and we're going to hopefully see that work pay off.
Well, Coach Michael Green and Reese Beaty, it's our honor to have you here on the box score today, and best of luck in the tournaments. And I guess hopefully we won't have much snow, and we can get things started at Monterey High School.
Hey, we got 4-wheel drives up here. Hopefully we can find a way.
I hear you. Coach, we appreciate it. Reese, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, we've been visiting with Reese Beaty, the Iowa State signee, and Michael Green, the York Dragonettes head coach. And we'll have more, or I guess that'll do it for the box score. And we'll see you next week with the district tournament scores. Hopefully the snow will let us do that. And then we'll be talking about the region tournament. For Justin Malden and Murphy Fair, I'm Terry Collins. Good night from the box score.